charge ID 1982120C, charging you with perjury, carrying a maximum penalty of 3.5 to 7 years at the New Hampshire State Prison and a $4,000 fine, which states that Kayla Montgomery, in an official proceeding as defined by RSA 641.12, did make a false material statement under oath or affirmation, and she did not believe the statement to be true, to wit, on or about May 20th, 2022, while testifying under oath before the grand jury for Hillsborough County Northern District. Kayla Montgomery testified falsely regarding the time of the prior work shift. How do you plead to that? Guilty or not guilty? Guilty. Court finds you.
How much a part of all of this was Kayla's input, and if you could explain what happens to her now in terms of how much time she'll actually serve, or is that all wiped out by the time served already?
Well, she got credit for about 6.5 months of pretrial confinement credit. Under the deal, or the sentence that was just imposed, she's going to serve 2 years at a minimum, but she can earn some time off of that. And then there's a provision under the law where she can petition to suspend a portion of the minimum after doing 2/3 of the minimum, if she's of good behavior.
So she has about how much time do you think she'll still have to serve?
If she does not earn any good time and does not suspend any part of the minimum, she'll have about 1.5 years to do.
Before she can get out?
Before she can go in front of the parole board. Parole board will then determine whether or not she gets released and serves the balance of the sentence on parole.
1.5.
Roughly.
Talk about what happens now moving forward. What can you say about what roles she could play in testifying in the trial?
Well, I mean, under the terms of the deal she struck with the state, she has to cooperate with the state. She has to testify in any trials that take place, especially involving her husband, Adam Montgomery. So if those cases go to trial, Kayla will be part of those trials.
Is she prepared for that? Is she prepared to testify against Adam?
Well, she is.
She is.
She is.
And she admits in court that what she said about the last time that Harmony was seen was a lie, right?
Well, that's what she pled to.
Okay.
Correct.
So what do you know what it is that she'll be able to testify to against Adam?
Well, that I cannot discuss at this point, but obviously it'll be different than what was outlined in the indictments that she just pled to.
How does she feel about this? Can you just, I know it's a little bit outside, but you know, does she relieve that this has been reached? Has it been a difficult decision for her to get to this point?
Well, she's glad to put this part of the case behind her. She's fully committed to complying with the conditions of the agreement she struck with the state, and she's going to go forward with the rest of her life and comply with what she has to do.
Are the other charges null pros now, or will they be null pros after she testifies?
They are null pros now.
They are.
They're dismissed, right?
That she wanted? Did she get all the stipulations that she wanted?
I mean, obviously, she would have liked to not to have to do any jail time, but she recognized the situation she was in. She recognized the state's perspective, and she struck what she thought was a fair deal for herself.
Would you consider her at this point, if you would call it this, the star witness in Adam Montgomery's upcoming murder trial?
I mean, that's for the state to determine. She's going to be a witness in those cases if they go forward to trial. Whether or not she qualifies as a star witness, that's for the state to determine and for the evidence to determine.
Paul, what kind of light can she shed on this mystery of Harmony Montgomery?
I can't really get into the details of that, but she will be a part of the trials going forward.
But she'll be able to shed more light on when she was last seen, Harmony was last seen, and does she know what happened?
She will be.
Does she know what happened to Harmony Montgomery?
I guess you'll have to wait for those trials to see. But she's going to comply with the terms of the deal, and the terms of the deal require that she testify.
Does she know what happened to Harmony Montgomery's body?
That I can't discuss at this point.
Has she talked to you about that? I know you can't say what she said, but has she talked to you about what you believe is the truth about when she last saw Harmony and what happened to her?
I can't discuss that.
Can you just speak to the disciplinary days that are tacked on to the sentence automatically? Is
Sure.
that just explain for us how that works?
So It used to be, when I first started to practice, when you got say you got a 1 to 2 year sentence, you would only be eligible for parole after serving the minimum. So in order to ensure, so New Hampshire had truth in sentencing, to ensure good behavior, they tack on to the minimum 150 days for each year of the minimum. If you're of good behavior, they take away those 150 days per year, and then you're eligible for parole at the end of the minimum. You know, now you can earn some time off of the minimum. So you can reduce
are we
the
correct
parole
that
time.
she, with the suspended part, she's supposed to serve 2 years, she got pre-confinement credit of 197 days.
Right.
But then they tack on another 157 days, which comes away if she behaves.
No, they tack on 150 days per year of the minimum. So in essence, her sentence is actually 2 years plus 300 days
Okay.
to 7. And if she's of good behavior, they'll take away the 300 days, and then she's eligible for parole at the end of 2 years.
Okay.
Well, actually 1.5 now that she's got
Right.
pretrial confinement credit.
And is it an all or nothing? I mean, if she screws up with one thing, do they automatically put on all the
No,
days?
I mean, depending upon the violation,
Yeah.
they may take away some of the days. She can earn back some of the days, but in essence, that's the way the state ensures people who are at the state prison are of good behavior.